Okay, so the problem we're trying to solve is for apartment communities where we're doing a value add unit renovation program. It's often extremely time consuming to have to go through individual invoices to make sure you're staying on budget. So here we're looking at a sample invoice. You can see it's broken down by numerous categories. It's not really structured great. The unit number is just buried within the description of one of these categories. Um, so figured it'd be a good thing for AI to solve. So let's jump right into it. So I've created an Excel file with a table with the following category headers: unit, category, cost, details, invoice, invoice date, file name, floor plan, budget, variance. So these last three columns are formulas based off tables we've created based on the acquisition budget. So looking up off the unit number, what's the floor plan, what's the budget for that category for that unit number, and then the difference between the actual and the budget. So you can imagine this is extremely time consuming in the past when you're looking at an invoice and going through one by one and hand entering each of these, and also extremely error prone. And then over here is just a pivot table, units by categories, the total cost, and then the variance to budget. So I'm going to show you how AI has completely automated this entire process. So this is exclusively using Microsoft products, predominantly Power Automate. So you can see here I have a folder called Agent Test. It's already been pre-populated with one invoice that we were just looking at, and I'm going to upload 8 more invoices right now, and we will watch this happen live. So without really doing anything, all of this should automatically be updated within the next minute or so. So I'm going to put this off on another screen while I walk you through the Power Automate flow. So it's automated. It's triggered whenever a file is created. As you can see here, it monitors this folder called Agent Test. And again, it's whenever a file is created, this flow will trigger. So the next step in this flow is to run a prompt. As an input, it takes the body of the prior step, which is just the invoice file. You can see here, this is a custom prompt with instructions. I'm not going to go through all of this in great detail, but you can see I wanted to output a unit, a category, a cost, details, invoice number, invoice date. For the categories, I've predefined these subcategories. This is where AI comes in great because, again, these vendor invoices are not always structured well, and AI does a great job of kind of taking the language and categorizing it however you want it. And then, oh, here we go. It's happening. You can see this is the table, and it's just being automatically populated without me doing anything. For whatever reason, it automatically defaults to wrapping the text, which is annoying, but really just a formatting issue. So you can see it's just doing this in the background. I'm not doing anything, but we'll come back to that. Okay, so for within this prompt, I've selected the model ChatGPT 5. I don't really know if that's a good one or not, but it seems to be working well. And again, I want the final output to be a valid JSON structure with 5 columns: unit, category, cost, details, invoice number. Okay, so again, this prompt is going to look at an invoice whenever it's uploaded to a folder, and it's going to output a JSON array based on the predefined categories I gave it. We're then going to run a for each loop, so it's going to run through the output from each of those outputs from the prompt. And for each of those, it's going to add details into a table. So here, navigate to the folder. The file I'm using, which is called test AI. The table, which I probably should have labeled a bit better, is table 1. So if I look at these columns, these are the exact column headers from that table: unit, category, cost, details, invoice, invoice date, file name, floor plan, budget, variance. So you can see I left these all blank because those are formulas and I don't want to overwrite those. The inputs are coming from that prompt. Again, these are the JSON categories I defined. So we can just look together what those potential responses I could use there. So finish reason, I don't even know what that would output, but I would never use it. But again, unit, cost, invoice date, details, category, invoice number, unit. So I just went ahead and use each of those under the correct category header. And that's it. So if we go back over to Excel, this should be done. I'm just going to do a little formatting to get rid of this wrapped text. So you can see, it's gone through for each unit. It's categorized each of the items. It's input the cost. For details, it's trying to extract the text. So sometimes it extracts all of it. Other times it just extracts a portion of it. Extracts the invoice number, the date the file was created or received, the file name. And then again, these are just formulas looking at the floor plan, budget, variance. So all I need to do is come in here, go to data, click refresh all, and these pivot tables are all automatically going to instantaneously update. Sorted by floor plan. I have an A1, an A2, an A4, a B2, B1. We could go through each of these. Maybe a bit more useful is to look at the variance. For whatever reason, they overcharge us by 20 bucks on the B2s and the B1s. Maybe we just misbudgeted by $20. Here's a carpet cleaning we weren't expecting, but they did. Flooring's a bit more of a outlier. Based on our pre-acquisition unit walks, we identified which units we thought would get flooring and which wouldn't. So you can see here, we spent the full amount of money to replace the flooring in unit 1217. We expected that, so we were only off budget by $15. I guess in unit 1082, we didn't think we'd have to replace the flooring, but we determined we did. So we're, actually I said that backwards. We thought we'd have to replace the flooring. We didn't. We just had some minor repairs for 150 bucks. So we had some $2,000 of savings there. Anyways, I'm not going to make this video too long, but you can imagine how much time this saves. It's a great tool for us, and we're really excited about it.